Start recording. Welcome to our Wednesday webinar, our first Wednesday webinar of the year 2015, which certainly bodes to be a wonderful year. And today's Wednesday webinar is all about recognitions. And so I am here with the lovely Elaine Taylor, a Volunteer Development Manager for Girl Scouts of Maine, just like myself. And we'll be talking recognition. So our goal is to look at why it's worthwhile to recognize people and then how to do it. So hooray! Welcome, Elaine.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't do this particular job alone. I noticed that Amanda Watson is online as well. We try to have one from each service unit get together and create adult recognitions for their units. If units don't have adult recognition, or ARCs as we call them, then what happens is they miss out on so much, because then the unit doesn't really understand why it's important that we recognize ourselves so that we continue to do the job that we love to do. So with the adult recognition piece, I want to make sure that everybody is giving themselves a very nice pat on the back when they do a good job, because girls are what we're in this for. And some of you are coming up with so many wonderful programs for these girls to do, and we should recognize you for that. You should be recognized for the effort and the time and the energy that you put into recognitions. So Amanda is one of those people that we have out there that is working within her unit to recognize the people in her. So yay, Amanda!
Yay,
and
Amanda.
If there's anybody else out there that I haven't seen come on board yet,
yeah.
But it's always nice to see some of the different things that are going on in the units for the adult recognition. Some of them have come up with some wonderful ideas.
Well, and it's a lot easier if you have somebody local too, so you aren't having to look over the shoulder of 1,000 volunteers.
Correct, because I don't know everybody.
You don't?
I don't. So and even though the membership managers know a tremendous amount of people that are out there, we want recognitions to come from the volunteers themselves. Mm-hmm. We don't want, we want the recognition to be peer oriented. Right. And that's really how we'd like that this was set up for us to do.
Isn't that a richer recognition anyway? When somebody who does what you do says, wow, you're doing a really good job at that, that's really nice.
It's your peers recognizing you. And I think, and I truly believe, and I've been doing this for 26 years, I truly believe that the more we recognize the people that are doing marvelous things for us, they're the ones that we've had for 26, 27, 43, 50 years that are still working for us. Right. I believe there are a lot of service units that don't know how many years some of their people have actually been in a volunteer position, because they're just, oh, she's been here forever. Right. Well, she's been here forever. What are some of the things that she's done? Don't wait for her to die or leave. Right. To give her recognition, or them recognition. Right. And keep in mind, it's not just leaders that get recognized. It can be someone that might be doing an event for you that doesn't have a troupe, or is just performing a program for you, who's volunteered for you because she likes to work with girls, or he likes to work with girls. Right. It's not just a female piece that we're looking for here.
I like this idea of recognition is the greatest motivator, because it makes me think of that quote that motivation, and here I don't even have the quote. It's something about, just like you have to take a shower every day, you have to motivate yourself every day, or we have to motivate each other, because we're really all in this together. And so it's nice to be on the lookout for what other people are doing well, because I already know what I'm doing well, right? The number one reason people volunteer is to contribute to their community. So this is our chance.
This is our chance to let people know in the community exactly what your girls are doing. Because the way the journeys are all set up, you have a take action piece. And then you also have community projects that you're going to be doing. Let the people in your community know that Girl Scouts is alive and well in your community.
And that it's alive and well because of the great volunteers that are working.
That are people that live within their community. They're not coming from outside. They are part of that community.
Exactly. And other people who are part of the community could be part of this magic. So we've got lots of different levels of recognitions. And the level that we'll start with is the board-approved recognition. So tell us about board-approved recognition.
When we think about awards, we want to go back to that word progression. We want to make sure that when we think about a person that we want to give an award to, we think about the progression of what they've done. Have they received the Volunteer of Excellence Award? That's the first step for a leader or any volunteer that we have. Have they received the Volunteer of Excellence? Have they been nominated for it? Then you think of the next step in it, which is a board-approved recognition, which is the appreciation pin. That is the pin that is given to you for working with one geographic area, meaning you work within your service unit and you're venturing within all those towns. So the appreciation...
So beyond the troop.
So it's beyond your troop. It is within your service unit. That's what the appreciation pin is for. That requires 2 letters of recommendation. We prefer them to be from adults that have had first-hand experience working with them. It's nice if you want to include a child's letter, but we want them, I want 2 good letters telling me what they did. And what they did in the, not in the membership year that we're currently in, but what they did for the prior one. So for this year, we're looking at something that was 13-14.
So the people that you will be recognizing this April are being recognized for stuff that they did last year.
Correct.
Okay.
For these board-approved awards. That's what we're looking for. All of these forms that we're going to talk about are found on our website. Under the adult section, click on adult, then go to adult recognition, and on there you will find all the forms, and they are all writable, which is yay, because then it's you can write everything on the computer and then print it out and get it to me, even if you email it to me. But I need all the packets to be complete. I can't ask enough that you don't send them piecemeal. I need to make sure that the right letters are going to the right people. So that's the one thing that I do ask, is that they all come in one packet. They also have to be dated when they come into the office. So if you email it to me, I need to make sure that I get it date stamped, because they are time sensitive. And we make them time sensitive because I have to get them all ready for the board to look at so that they can have an understanding of what our volunteers are doing. And that's the important piece. So we have the Appreciation Award, which is the first piece of the progression. Then we have the Honor Pin, which is your second piece, which deals with 2 geographic areas. So if you are serving your service unit, and then you might jump to another service unit. So you were looking for 2 service geographical units. It's 2 or more that you have serviced and that you helped grow Girl Scouts, and you do the program. That one requires 3 forms, a nomination form and 3 letters. Again, I would like 3 adult letters. It's nice to hear from the girls. It's okay to include those, but I would like to have 3 letters that are written by adults.
Now, where these are bigger awards and they're going to the board, does the person who nominates them have to be somebody official, a staff member or something?
No.
So who can nominate them?
Anyone can nominate a person. I like to see them coming from volunteers. membership managers do nominate people.
Mm-hmm.
I love to see the ones that are coming from the service units.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming from ARCs. And an ARC is your adult recognition person. They are the best because they know who's doing what.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wonderful to be as we go back to
Mm-hmm.
recognized by your peers,
Right.
and that's what we're looking for.
Okay, great.
So anyone can really nominate. Parents, talk to your parents, get
Mm-hmm.
them involved, because you never know, you can grab some of those
Right.
for you to do that as well. Then we have the thanks badge. Then we are talking about you have done something for the entire council. This can be you've taken a program and you've created a program
Mm-hmm.
and you've presented it to the whole council. It becomes something that you're able to do. One of the things that someone received the thanks badge for was the 100th anniversary, Girl Scout anniversary. She was given, Linda Faber Shields was given a thanks badge for her work that she had done on that particular event. So that one requires 4 letters. Now, what I'm reading from is Adult Recognitions at a Glance. That is also on the website, right with all of that paperwork. So if you have any questions about where any of that is, it's all there on the website, or please contact me. It is...
Is it here? Now that I've opened this up.
No, it should be there. It should be adult. It's in a sentence right up there. See where it says information? Yeah, right there. And it gives you, it tells you what they are at a glance. So if you have any questions, they can read it for you. Or I'm an email or a telephone call away. Love to do that. It should be when you are giving these types of awards, you want to make sure that your whole service team is looking at this as well, because they're a huge part in what's going on here. Another one that can be done is the thanks badge 2. That's given to someone who does the same type of criteria from above for the thanks badge,
Mm-hmm.
but has already received the thanks badge. Okay. So our own Suzanne Hand,
there you go,
had received the thanks badge, I won't say many years ago, but a few years ago, when we were both volunteers.
Mm-hmm. And
she, if she were to be awarded this again, hers would be a thanks badge 2.
Really? I thought she got the thanks too.
I don't think so. If she did.
Maybe Nancy did.
I don't know.
We know somebody who got the thanks too, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, but these are people that do all kinds of things. So, but it's working on a council level.
Right. So do they have to go in a particular order?
They don't have to.
But they typically do.
But they typically do. Sometimes I will get applications in, nomination forms in, and we'll read through them, and the committee and I will decide as a group, does this person really, do we really want to do this one, or maybe the one that's above it might be more appropriate. Mm-hmm. She's done more than the Volunteer of Excellence. Mm-hmm. But is the honor pin really something we want to do, or would the appreciation pin be better? And then it gives them something more to strive for. Mm-hmm. So we really look at the piece that they've done, right, and we want to start with the progression piece.
Cool.
So that's what we do.
All right. Any questions about any of those? I don't see any in the chat. So let's look at the next level, which are the service unit, or is the service unit approved recognition. Now, it looks like there's just one recognition at the service unit level.
And so far, that's all there is. We are, which is the Volunteer of Excellence, which is still a GSUSA pin that we, award that we give, that is awarded to people. And that's done at the service unit level. That particular one is saying, yes, we feel that this gal, we want to award this gal her pin. Mm-hmm. Need to send in the same amount of things. For Volunteer of Excellence, it's 2 letters, a nomination paper and 2 letters. Mm-hmm. It's nice to hear from parents, mm-hmm, a leader and a
What
parent.
are the things that somebody might earn a Volunteer of Excellence award for?
It could be they have done an event and included maybe inviting the parents to come along. They've turned it into, if you're going to come, we might do a canned good piece with that. Something that kind of goes over and above what a normal event will do. They're including more of parents and more troops. It's done for the whole thing. It could be something that she's done within her troop, that she has brought to light some type of homelessness to get the girls to start working on different items within the troop. You could volunteer her for that. You may have a volunteer that is no longer involved in a troop who's working, who did fall products last year, or was your cookie mom for last year, or has decided, I can still be the treasurer, but I don't want to be involved in a troop, and has done things for you that could be a volunteer of excellence.
So somebody who's gone above and beyond.
Somebody who has gone above and beyond. And we have a tremendous amount of leaders. Now, the nice thing about this particular award is it can be given at any time. There is no time frame for this particular one. All the other awards that we have, you have till February 5th to get them into my hot little hands in order for them to be requested. So that's what you want to do. And those have changed.
Yeah.
This from them.
But online it says that.
It says 5th.
No, it doesn't. I just pulled it up. So, so this is an official award. Can somebody earn it more than once?
You can. You can. But you really want to think about, have they done something that maybe goes further than that Volunteer of Excellence?
Right.
We're working on some other awards that would correspond with this and would take it steps further, but doesn't quite meet the appreciation.
Okay. Because, yeah, I guess I could see if somebody did something to qualify for this more than once, it would really be appreciation level.
Correct.
Yeah.
What happens is sometimes the membership managers will call me and say, have they earned the Volunteer of Excellence Award? We can go in and say, yes, they have, because all of these, we keep a record of everybody that gets these.
Okay.
So that we can know when they call me and say, has she earned this? Yes, she has. She has been awarded this award already. Do you think we can make it fit? The other piece that you want to remember is when you write letters, you're writing letters for that particular item that you're nominating her for, not for the things that she has done 20 years ago. Because we want people to feel that you don't have to do the 50,000 things. You don't have to be cookie coverage. You don't have to be cookie person. You don't have to be the treasurer. You don't have to be service unit manager to earn some of these awards. You don't have to have a pedigree this long in order to earn these awards. And we want people to earn them, but we don't want them to feel, I can never be like her.
Right. Well, and that actually leads nicely into unofficial recognitions, because lots of units, and lots of opportunities, we use unofficial recognitions. So who comes up with the unofficial ones?
It's normally the ARCs that will come up with something within the units. In my travels because I have the central region, a lot of the units that I visit, they will have I went at the holiday time. So December's meeting, somebody had gum and mints and had little tags on them that said a little something about what they mean to them. And it was just really nice because they weren't expecting it.
Right.
And some of them will do, I received a hand, and it had clap yourself on the back for a job well done. Little things like that may not cost a lot or don't cost anything but time.
Right.
Those are the things that are really interesting and fun to get.
Right. Do units need to get any kind of special approval from anyone to do the unofficial ones?
No. The service team, it's always nice to keep the service team in the
loop
to make sure that you have appropriate items. And you always need to keep in mind that whatever you're going to do with things like this, you need to make sure that everything is given fairly. That when you give a recognition, that when you go to a monthly meeting, you might want to give one to everybody. Just say, thank you for showing up.
Right.
Thank you just for being here. And if you come with your kids, thank you. We know that this is a piece for you. So it's always nice to run things by the service team.
Yes.
To make sure that they know what you're going to be doing and that everything is appropriate, because Some service teams have a budget, and they may allow you may have so much in your budget to be able to work for recognitions, other than the next ones that we're going to talk about. So I know that the unit that I came from, we always had a budget for being able to do adult recognition that was over and above the dinner that we had and the pins that they bought us. So that was one of the things that we always made sure got done.
That's great. Let's see, what other kinds of unofficial recognitions? Just saying it. Thank you notes go a long way.
A very long way. They don't have to be fancy. To me, a thank you note that I get either handed to me or in my bucket that comes, or in the mail, that just says, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. Thank you for just being, and thank you for standing by us when you know, if we're going through something. There is nothing like a card.
Right. Some notes that I have on this one are talking about doing it on the recipient's terms. So thanking somebody or recognizing them on their own terms. Some people are so uncomfortable being recognized publicly.
They are.
And so it's almost painful for them if you recognize them in a public way, but then other people don't feel recognized unless it's done publicly. So finding out what's a good match for that person, and then being specific with your recognition.
Correct. And
not just you're great, but
why am I telling you you're great? Be very
what
specific.
do I appreciate?
What do I appreciate?
Yeah.
You can, as my mother used to say, you can give someone lip service, but is it really given? Is it really given from the heart? Is it really given from me to you, saying, I truly appreciate all the time and effort that you have put into X?
Right. Well, it's almost like when you were in school and you'd write a paper and you'd get an A without any comments. It's like, great, I'm a great writer. And then the next time you'd get a C without any comments. But I'm supposed to be a great writer. What happened? And so that the specificity is so valuable. And explaining how it was helpful.
And the other piece that you need to remember, too, is don't give the person that just showed up the same recognition that you're going to give a person who has been showing up, has been continually volunteering to do for you. They're not the same. They're not of equal value. And we need to remember and remind our people that it's a give and take. And we want to make sure that we remind them we do appreciate that.
Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, but wait, there's more.
There is more.
We've got self-nominated awards. Go figure. Opportunities to nominate yourself.
And these are, the numeral guards are how many years you have been in scouting. So it includes girl years as well as adult years. The years of service is how many years you have been an adult volunteering in Girl Scouting.
So what does the self-nominated part mean? The
self-nominated part means when you go in to register and you go to eBiz or you're filling out it manually on paper, it asks, how many years have you been a girl? Were you a Girl Scout? How many years were you an adult? The time gives me my records so that when I send them to the ARCs, they can say, well, if you want these, I can send you a postcard. You send it back to me to say, I want my numeral guard or I want my self-service. Or you have the right to say to Amanda or the ARC and said, this is my 25th year of service. I've been volunteering for 25 years. Your ARC's going to say, great, we're going to confirm it. And then, but it's self-nominated. They are the only two that are self-nominated. You have the ability.
There's not like some permanent record out there in GSUSA land keeping track of when I've been a Girl Scout. I have to do that.
Yep. Not unless my records can be correct. And then my records are only correct if you make it correct. So when you do your registrations, and with this eBiz, it's great. Because
you can do it anytime.
You can do it at any time. And it's garbage in, garbage out.
Or treasure in,
or treasure in,
out.
treasure out. So it's just a matter of the people that we have some issues with are the lifetime members. If we don't go in, and I cannot do it. I, as the person who's looking over, the overseer of this.
You can't change lifetime members.
I cannot change your lifetime membership.
Right.
I can't go into Don Walker Elders and go to years service. I can't change that. I don't have the right to do that. That screen will go, no,
So we need to let all of our lifetime members know that they need to get in there.
It would be nice if they would. Otherwise, I can submit something from a service unit and say, here are the lifetime members. These are the correct years. And it kind of gets put to the back burner because it's not an urgent piece because they are extremely busy when they work with that. Right. So that's what those are.
So when do people have to go in to adjust their numbers to get those recognitions?
When they register, they can do it, or if they want to do it now, they can do it at any time.
But now's a great time if you haven't done it lately.
Now's a great time because when you register, it automatically takes you to that screen. You can't bypass it.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a question. It's a couple questions that you have to answer. So if you leave it as it is, and you don't correct it, if it's incorrect, it's just going to keep counting, and it's not going to give your ARC the correct information.
Where do people receive these? Where do people receive these awards?
They can receive them at the service unit when they do their end of the year award ceremonies that they're going to be doing, or some people receive them at annual meeting.
Oh, neat.
All of these awards also are done in 5-year increments. They are not done for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are done. They are done 5. They are done in 5-year increments. So those are the kinds of things that you want to make sure. If you're due a 16-year PIN, I'm not going to give you a 16-year PIN.
You're not.
Because you will only qualify for 14. Now, if you don't have, the service units pay for 5 and 10. My budget pays for everything else.
Really? Well, that's great. I thought it was 25, but nice, 15 and up.
So. I think 15 and up. So yes, so keep in mind, so if you're not someone who's going to use the pins, then don't make your service unit pay for them. Don't make them pay for them at all.
If you're going to wear them.
But if you're going to wear them.
Make sure
and there's also postcards that the ARCs send out. If you want your pin, please bring this to the council office and they will give you the pin.
And that's actually information to share with some of your fellow volunteers, because sometimes people are, well, I never get anything. I've been a Girl Scout for blah, blah, blah. And maybe they don't realize that they have to self-nominate for these. Right. They have to put in that they want it.
Right. So if they want it, the ARCs have, I will be sending them new postcards so they can send them out or give them out or do whatever, and they can bring them directly here to council and say, we'd like to.
That's great.
We'd like to have our numbers, and Lori gives them. This is the only service center that has the numerals and these awards.
So Bangor doesn't have them.
You cannot go to Bangor and pick them up. You have to go through the office.
Okay, this office.
This office.
If somebody's up in the north and they want it, do we have a way that we can send them up to the northern?
Yes, we can. They can call the Bangor service center and say, I'd like to pick up these. When I'm going to be in town on these days, when can I do them? But we also mail them out.
Okay, so we have ways.
So there are ways for them to get them. We give them to the membership managers, but you cannot come in to the office and purchase these numbers without going through me or that type of thing, because they're controlled. They're a controlled item.
Very nice. Well, do you have anything else? Anything else that you'd like to share with folks about recognitions?
I just think that there are so many people doing wonderful things out there that they should be recognized. And it's such a simple thing to do. And I think if everybody were to actually sit down and look at the people who have done things for them, they'll find that
Isn't
It's
that a
out there.
great idea? If each of us, instead of thinking about,
What have I done?
what have I done, but instead went out and looked for, 3 people who've
Yeah.
done something terrific
Yeah.
that we could help recognize. That'd be really great.
It's a very, very simple thing to think about, because there's nobody knows more what you're doing than your unit.
Right.
And to be recognized by your peers is the highest thing that you could ask for.
Absolutely. That's great. All righty. Well, I see a question. Amanda has asked, do girls get the numeral guards?
Yes, they get the 5 and the 10.
No, they don't. They get a 10-year pin.
They're in the shop. Leaders will come in and buy 5 and 10s.
Really? I know the 5s, but I thought with the 10 they just wore the 10-year pin. The 10-year pin is beautiful.
It's
so
beautiful.
If you have any girls who have been in for 10 years,
Yeah.
make sure that they get that pin.
Because 5 and 10s are the only ones that are sold.
Okay, that must be it then.
5 and 10 are the only ones that are sold in the shop.
That's because you buy them for 15 and on. This is how our days go. This is how we function. But I think that's the case. Does the unit or the troop pay? I believe the troop pays for girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. I do nothing for girls.
Not one thing.
Dawn Wentworth is the one who is in charge of the girl piece.
And Suzanne is saying that she thinks that the 10s go through Dawn Wentworth, and I believe that that's true.
The 10s do go through Dawn Wentworth. Correct. She deals with the girl aspect of it.
So, Amanda, if you have some girls with 10 years, before you go out and buy them the numeral guard,
talk to Dawn Wentworth.
And she is at dwentworth@gsmaine.org. All right. Any other questions? Look at us with the chat box going and my actually seeing it. This is our 3rd Wednesday webinar, and we're making progress. It's better every time. Nope. All right. Well, we are going to call it good then, I think.
And I look forward to seeing all those nominations that are going to come in for awards.
Absolutely. Here, we have some documents that I'll post on the Girl Scout GSME volunteer swap with this recording, just some materials that'll be helpful for you. And then remember, you can find all of the nomination forms and that awards at a glance on the GSME website.
Correct. Under adults and then adult recognitions.
So recognizing you, thank you for joining us and thank you for doing what you do. I hope you have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.